Good evening, everyone. This is Ruby D of Ruby D Artistry, and I am doing a live audio right now as opposed to a live video. But again, this will be quick. To everybody that catches this on the replay, the topic for tonight is the miseducation of self, and I'll be explaining what the miseducation of self is and what causes it, as well as benefits of becoming self-educated or obtaining knowledge of self. So definitely, if you have any questions, please be sure to list them below, or if you have any comments or anything, I would love to see those. And if you happen to catch this on the replay, definitely comment replay at the bottom or in the comment section so I'll know, so I can thank you for actually tuning in and listening to this live on the replay. And if there's anything that you find beneficial or anything of the sort and you want to share it, please feel free to share it with others, as well as liking or giving me hearts or whatever you feel moved to do. But again, as I stated, tonight's topic is the miseducation of self. So of course, naturally, your first question would be, what is the miseducation of self? Well, the miseducation of self is basically when you allow other people to define who you are, your needs, your wants, and other aspects of who you are, as opposed to you defining those things. And we have a tendency to allow other people to dictate what we do and why we do things. Of course, you know, we like to ask friends and family and people outside of ourselves for advice or for information or anything like that, when we should actually just, you know, decide things ourselves or consider things ourselves. Because no matter how much you try to explain how you feel about a situation to someone so they can completely understand where you're coming from, it'll never happen. And the reason that never happens is because 9 times out of 10, you don't completely know exactly how you feel about a situation. So if you don't completely know how you feel, how are you going to be able to explain that to somebody else? So some of the issues that we experience when we suffer from miseducation of self is, for one, of course, you all know I'm all about chakras and balancing chakras. So when you have miseducation of self, of course, that's an indication of a blocked or underactive solar plexus chakra. We all know that our solar plexus chakra is our willpower chakra, and it basically focuses on our relationship with ourselves, our self-confidence, self-esteem, and us being able to fully understand who we are and have a good relationship with the person that we are. Not only does it affect your your solar plexus chakra, it also affects your throat chakra. Because if you're unable to effectively communicate your truth and what you feel to other people, then how are you able to convey exactly what it is that you want, what it is you deserve, or anything of that nature? Also, when you suffer from miseducation of self, you don't have a clear understanding of who you really are and who you truly are. And when I say that, I'm referring to knowing yourself on every aspect, good, the bad, and the ugly, and actually holding yourself accountable, not blaming somebody else for your lack of doing, but taking full responsibility of everything that you are and everything that you stand for. When you don't have a full understanding of who you are, then you don't have a full understanding of what your needs and what your wants are based on the person that you truly are. And you also have a lack of self-definition. If somebody asked you to sell yourself right now, could you really do that? And then that person actually really want you. So, we have to understand that the miseducation of self is something that is real, and it's something that a lot of us suffer from. Well, maybe I don't want to use the word suffer, but I can't, find another word to describe it right now, so we're just going to roll with that. But a lot of us are dealing with the miseducation of self. Now, in order to rectify that, you have to get in the habit of defining who you are. And when I say define who you are, you have to understand who you truly are and have knowledge of self. With having knowledge of self, then you're allowing yourself to become familiar with all of those parts we have been running away from years. That includes your past, that includes your childhood, things that you don't want to talk about, or things that you feel don't exist if you don't put any energy into it. No, you still have to deal with it because it's still there. It's always going to be there until you resolve it or until you find a healthy and effective way to deal with it. You can always check yourself. This past Sunday, during Soul Sunday Live, we discussed accountability and checking yourself. Whenever you know whenever you know you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, or before you make a decision that you know you shouldn't be making, check yourself. That's basically holding yourself accountable for things that you shouldn't do, as well as things that you should do, but you don't do. So, definitely keep that in mind. That'll help you with focusing on, learning knowledge of self. Another thing, another benefit of having self-education on who you are is you create a stronger presence personally and professionally. So instead of you being out in public and always being the one person that's kind of, in the background, or nobody really pays any attention to, or, not to be that person that doesn't really speak up for yourself, that's the purpose of, that's one of the purposes of having knowledge of self, because you're confident in who you are. You don't allow others to dictate who you are, and you have no problem with standing up for yourself and communicating your truth, or, letting people know that you are alive and that you are present. When you know who you are, good, bad, and ugly, then you know exactly what your needs, your wants, your desires, your dreams, and your goals. You know what all of that is. You are basically living in your purpose, or you are making moves to pursue your purpose based on who you really are and not what other people tell you you are. And of course, like I said, I'm always focusing on balancing chakras. When you get to the point where you have an understanding of knowledge of self, and as long as you're happy with the person that you are, that's when your chakras are balanced. That's when, regardless of whatever situation comes along, good or bad, you understand that there's a purpose to everything. You understand that just because something bad happens today, it's not going to last. You know that if something bad happens today, it's not going to last forever. You know that after the rain, there's sunshine. So, in that sense, your chakras are balanced. So, just to kind of recap real quick. Hey, Tasha, thank you for watching. Hey, Davina. Hey. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my phone trying to see who's watching or listening in, should I say. But I really appreciate you watching. Thank you. But just to do a quick recap, Miseducation of Self is basically where we've allowed other people to dictate who we are, dictate the things that we want. We're basically living our lives based off of what other people think of us, what other people tell us we should do, how other people view us, as opposed to living for ourselves and living how we living with our own definition of who we are, as opposed to somebody else's. When you or when you suffer from miseducation of self, of course, it's directly related to your solar plexus chakra. That's an indication that that particular chakra is blocked or either underactive. In order to remove blockages from your solar plexus chakra, you can do meditation. You can focus more on self-love. You can focus more on doing things that you enjoy doing, things that make you happy, such as traveling, writing, whatever it is that you want to do. You do more of those things that make you happy. It also, and it's also an indication of your throat chakra being underactive or blocked, because if you're allowing other people to tell you who you are and what you should be doing, then of course you don't have a voice for yourself. Hey Patricia, thank you for listening in. You don't speak up for yourself. You have a problem with communicating your wants and needs and etc. So, I hope when you are, hey, thank you for listening in. Hey, now I don't know if Harding Geronimo, I don't know if that's your first name or if it's backwards, but either way, I appreciate you listening in. But you all definitely make sure, if you have any questions, like I said, definitely put them below. So far, does anybody have any questions? I'm pretty sure I probably went through everything. But like I said, I don't want to make this too long, so you all can, if you're just now tuning in, then you can go ahead and listen to the replay and put your questions below. But tonight's topic was the miseducation of self. And yeah, it's nothing wrong with your throat chakra, honey. Nothing at all. But I thank you all for listening in. Be sure that you listen in on Sunday when I team up with Miss Allison Denise for our Soul Sunday show. And this Sunday we will be discussing setting the standard with self. And just to give a little bit of what that topic is going to be about, that topic is basically focusing on us setting a standard with ourselves, our personal relationships, and using that as a standard for the relationships that we have with other people. So, for example, if you are expecting somebody else to be honest with you, then you should already be completely honest with yourself. So you basically, if you're not being honest with yourself, you can't expect anybody else to. So, that's just a little bit right. Exactly, Patricia. You have your boundaries, you have your standards, and if you're not following them, then you definitely shouldn't expect somebody else to. So we'll be discussing that on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 Central. So, definitely if you have any questions, send them to me. And, I thank you all for listening. This is already too long, but I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, definitely put them below. And if you feel this was beneficial for you and I shared some good information, be sure you share it with other people that you feel this is going to be beneficial for. So once again, this is Ruby D of Ruby D Artistry, and I'm the Goddess Entrepreneur. You all have a good evening, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday.